This is FOYA 2023 Limitless, and as the name suggests, we are not just East African, we are West African, we are South African, we are regional, we are continental. Joining me on the set right now is Solomon, right?
Yes.
All the way from Zambia.
Thank you.
First, thank you very much for honoring an invite from a very faraway land, because that's literally Southern Africa.
Yes, it's
How
quite
many hours flight?
up. Well, I flew from South Africa because I was already in South Africa for business.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, so then my family joined me in South Africa, and then we flew last night, midnight, to Rwanda and connected to Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
so it was
a
quite long,
journey.
yeah, quite long.
You must be tired.
We didn't sleep from yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry about
No,
this.
it's fine.
I hope it will be totally worth it.
Yeah, I should.
Your first time in Kenya?
Yeah, my first time in Kenya.
What do you think? How do you like
I
it?
mean, as I was driving around, I just told my wife that I think this looked like a holiday. You know, we can build a holiday house here.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
it looks
you
very
should.
green, and the soil is very fertile. Yeah, we loved it.
Kenya is versatile, and Kenyans are very hardworking people. So yes, this is definitely a platform for a business person. This is definitely a market you can look into.
Yeah.
To getting into the East African region.
Correct.
So what it is that you do?
Okay, so we are in manufacturing, and we've been manufacturing for the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are in manufacturing of detergents. Mm-hmm. So we do household products, we do industrial products, and personal care. So personal care, things like your shampoos, you know, your living-in conditions. And we're talking about household products. We're talking about things like your dishwashing liquids. And industrial, we also supply the mines. So across the board, we're in Zambia and we're in ShopRite. That's in about 22 outlets. We're in Pick and Pay. We're in Choppies and these
Those
other.
are mostly in South Africa or in the entire South African region?
No, that is in Zambia. Yeah, but
okay.
we also do export in other countries.
Okay.
Yes.
What has the experience been the last 7 years for a young person in manufacturing? Because anytime I hear a nominee say they're in manufacturing, I'm like, I know that's no joke. It's not something you can bullshit your way through.
Yes, no, I actually agree with you. So we've grown from about $2,500 was my investment in the initial business. And we went in a period like a year without selling any product.
Wow, these are the stories that inspire me. Because a lot of times as entrepreneurs, I'm an entrepreneur, I do farming, I do several things. You tend to feel like you're probably stuck in this rut alone. But when you hear people who have been there and done it, then you're like, probably it's not just my time yet, but that consistency. So you're saying the first year you did not sell?
No, we didn't sell anything. And then I read a story about Coca-Cola. They only sold about 12 bottles.
Yes, a whole
so then
year.
They were, yeah. And then I was comforted. And then the preceding year, I think we did very well. Last year, we did, I think, about $3.5 million.
Wow,
and,
this is no small
yeah, we've got
enterprise.
A number of employees, about 120.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is where we are.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
For coming such a long way.
Yeah.
And being an inspiration to people like us who are also hoping to create $1 million businesses for other young people.
It's easy, you know, we are strategically positioned, especially like Kenya, you know. I'm looking at Kenya. If you put up a business here and investments, you'll be able to supply in the West Africa, you'll be able to supply on the southern part, and strategically and purposefully positioned, yes. Yeah, so, and for me, I think manufacturing is a way for Africans. Absolutely. If at all we are going to have control of ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times we have had conversations on the social space where, and I'm tending to think this is not specific to Kenya. It's across most African countries where you realize we over-import a lot of things, even as simple as toothpick. How are we going to create these jobs if we cannot do these simple things ourselves? You would find most of the multinationals selling the very things that you're selling when you have clearly shown that this is something we can do ourselves. Yeah, so for me, it is just that putting the walk into the talk, that we cannot talk about jobs on one end and then over-import everything. Because also there's that sense of making quick money. You know, so we've become middlemen. People who call themselves businesses, most of them are actually middlemen. I buy from this place, I mark it up, I sell. Not impactful. So in your experience, what can you say for the young African people who are looking to build and set up such businesses? What are some of the hurdles they must be prepared to handle? Because we had a similar situation some time back of a young group in Kenya who wanted to do value addition for tomato processing plant. And the amount of licenses that you are required to have, or also people who want you to give them something for them to fast track, really discouraged them, and they never took off. So what has been the experience for you? Is it similar in Zambia, or this is a unique situation?
Yeah, you know, in such a business like manufacturing, these are capital intensive. So I'm a graduate from the University of Zambia. And the way I started was that I had invested my life in marketing. So I reached a level where I told myself, but now I know how to market a product, and I think I need my own product. And then I think the mistake that we make as young people is that you need all the regulatory, framework to be in place for you to proceed.
Started,
yeah.
yes.
You know, when you visit China, the industries, just like with Jeff Bezos in America, they start from the garage. Definitely, if the state went to his garage to ask for every requirement that is needed, you will not be able to make it. So I call it myself. I started from my balcony, and I never had any machinery. I was just using, those big, large cooking sticks, But the lesson from there is that for you to start as an entrepreneur, you need to be very humble. Yeah, because as a graduate, then you have a lot of things coming into your mind. My friends will see me, and this and that and that. Yeah. So I think that's the most important thing. You need to start something somewhere. Yeah, as you build up your business, then you'll be able to put all the frameworks and the thing that you need. So I didn't have everything. I just started. My joy was to see a product on the shelf. Never had that kind of an experience, and I really needed it. Yeah. So then later on, as I put things, then I made progress with everything. And today we registered with the Zambia Bureau of Standards in Zambia, and we put up a consultant to do ISO. That's an international standard organization. Yeah. So everything should be given time. You can't have everything in place.
So what is the one thing you did between the first year of not selling to now the 7th year where you're actually working for an ISO certification? What is this that you put in between this space that propelled your business to the level that it is today?
I think the most important thing is intensity, What I've put in was that intensity, the intensity to see myself at a different level. I think that's what I think. And there were times that I would work for about 11 hours, 30 minutes a day, and only sleep for 30 minutes on a chair. And I did that consistent, because for you to take off just like a plane, or you need first to put in a lot of energy. Yeah. So that I put in a lot of energy, and then as an entrepreneur, the core for entrepreneurship is a core to be broke. So every money that was coming in was being reinvested. We never borrowed for the last 4 years, that we took up every amount of money only for food, and put back into the business. The mistake entrepreneurs make is that they eat projected income. Yes, and that's the biggest mistake, and we never made those mistakes. I think that made big differences.
Wow. Well, there's one thing that I've really picked from what you just said is intensity. From the people that we have spoken with, that is not something we have focused on, but even from my own experience, absolutely intensity, but also the discipline it takes to keep going when the results are not showing immediately is what a lot of entrepreneurs also struggle with. So was that a similar story for you, or where did you get this inspiration to keep going? Because you're aiming at the dream, you're aiming at the goal, even though currently the results are not manifesting the goal. How are you able to keep yourself driven and going?
I think for me it was looking at myself. I had in a position that I was really, I had a lot of financial difficulties. And I knew that last amount of money, I had $2,500. If I didn't do anything about it to transform my life, I think I was looking at possibilities of having my family being evicted, because I never had my own house. And I know I was not employed, because from the university where I was, I purposed it in my heart that I'm going to venture myself into business. And most of my friends were getting by meaning that they got a job, they got a loan, they got a house, yes. They're borrowing a suit, or not borrowing, but they get a suit maybe on hire purchase, and when you meet them, they look like they're making progress. So, and then based on my circumstances, I used my fear to take off. Yes. So that's what I used.
Wow. It's the fear of, like, I cannot afford not to make it.
Yes.
Like, I have no choice but to make it.
Yes.
I like that.
So you look at yourself, you don't have anybody to help you, you know, and you know that if things are to be, it's up to me. So then we joined and just took off. Yes.
So now that we have the Africa Free Trade Agreement in place, are you looking to set up business or set shop regionally?
Yeah, so for example, from here, we're going down to Tanzania to meet our clients. Because our clients, our clientele, what we did, our clientele, mostly we also deal with Asian origin. You know, the Chinese have come to Africa, but not only to sell their products. So like my business, we've partnered with them. And we from here, we're flying back to Tanzania to meet our clients who have been waiting for a long time to put the product on the shelf because our products are just magic, you know. And yes, they also have some outlets here in Nairobi. We'll be visiting them tomorrow, just nearby the University of Nairobi. Yes,
right.
yeah.
So you're partnering. Your model is partnering with the distributors.
Yes, so the Asians distribute our products, and mostly the Chinese. They distribute most of our products. Yes, but where and above is that we're looking for. I was just discussing with my director for sales and marketing that we're looking for to come and open up, because bringing up products, even if we do have fleets of trucks, but bringing up the product from Zambia to Kenya is quite costly, you know, and we're looking at Kenya to be very strategic. We've been discussing for a long time that I think we need to put up like a mini plant that we can begin to produce some products.
Yes. That would make sense. So that moving across the region, the East African region, then you do not have to first input the cost of transport, because then the profit margins, I realized, in manufacturing are very minimal. So you're depending on volumes. So if you're able to cut out the transport and now operate from a central point, I think, that would make a lot of sense.
Yes. You know, like in manufacturing, you do not make the profit by selling the product. So you make the profit by cutting on the cost, like the way you've talked about. You know, yes, you move the transport and we're able to manufacture the product from here and distribute it around. That really cuts up the cost and is very good for business. Yes.
All right, I see they have already started announcing the winners. So
thank you so much.
One quick word before you go.
Okay.
What would this award mean to you should you win?
Well, for me, the award is for the young people out there, you know, to understand that, look, entrepreneurship is the way, and we need to embrace this if we are to be in control. You know, you cannot be in control if you do not have financial freedom.
Absolutely.
You know, and the only entrepreneurship comes with such a gift. Yes.
And thank you so much for such a wonderful, this is, I think for me, is a highlight of the interviews that I have done today, because it's a story of small dreams into big dreams, you know, starting big dreams but starting small.
Yes.
And that it's possible to actually grow to these levels that we see multinationals operating on. And these are young people who started from scratch. So thank you so much for your time. We
appreciate it. You're welcome.
I would really love to get your card after this, because this is definitely a conversation I want to pursue.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
These are the Limitless Conversations on FOYA 2023 Limitless. Follow us on social media, FOYA Global, and get to plug into these amazing stories of impact across the region.